There's snitches in every division.
Watch your back.
Cover! Bitch! I'm breaking left! I got the roof!
You want to steal this rip? Just say it out loud.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2026 Netflix action thriller, The Rip. The film is co-written and directed by Joe Carnahan, and it stars Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Stephen Yeun, Tegana Taylor. We have Sasha Calle, Kyle Chandler, and Scott Adkins. Now the film follows a group of Miami cops led by Matt Damon, who is their lieutenant. Now, you see at the beginning of the film that the captain of that department is assassinated, essentially. But before she's assassinated, she manages to send a text. Now, they're all interviewed after this. The captain is assassinated. The whole of the team, they're all under suspicion. And Matt Damon's character gets a tip about a stash of drugs or money that is being held in this house. So he takes his entire team, they head to this location, they get in there and search it, and what they find in essence is millions and millions of dollars that shouldn't be there but is. They then start getting threatening calls basically saying they'd better leave or there is going to be basically trouble. However, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's character, there's a lot of friction between them because it appears that this isn't just quite right, and that maybe there are some there whose intentions are to steal this money. So they have to kind of figure out who to trust, also figure out how they're going to survive, and then figure out what they're basically going to do in this situation. Right, what are my thoughts on The Rip? Been looking forward to this one, I can't lie. To see Matt Damon and Ben Affleck together again in a film is an exciting prospect. I saw an interview with them recently promoting this, basically saying obviously they're still best pals. They have been for a long, long time. They grew up together. They went to high school together. You know, they came up through Hollywood together. But they didn't want to kind of make loads of films together because they didn't want it to be, you know, too familiar to audiences. So they kind of both went their separate ways for a few years, stayed great pals, obviously. And they basically said at this stage of their career now, they can do what they want in a sense. So they, you know, they were happy to make another film together, and you know, hopefully we'll see more now at this stage in their careers. And what we get here is a really, really competently made, exciting, thrilling, like cop thriller, with some superb central performances and a great mystery as well. That really does keep you guessing to the end as to what's going on and who can you actually trust in this team that Matt Damon's running. And I really, really enjoyed this. I mean, and Netflix gets a lot of stick for like just churning out like effects-laden, generic AI-written action films that are just, you know, full of explosions and gunfights, and he's just really there for a spectacle, and there's not much soul to them. Well, I've got to tell you, this is very, very different, because we've got here obviously Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, who are both incredibly talented, and you know, probably wouldn't do a movie like this if it wasn't kind of done to a standard that they wanted. But we've got Joe Carnahan on board here, who co-wrote and directed this. Now, if you don't know that name, Joe Carnahan, you probably should, because he, in my opinion, over the last 15 years or so, has made some of the best action thrillers that, you know, of that period. And he's done things like Cop Shop, massively underrated action film with Gerard Butler. Boss Level, fantastic film. The Grey, brilliant Liam Neeson film. A-Team, massively underrated as well, I think, that film. Smoking Aces, Narc. He's done some brilliant, brilliant films. He's a really good action movie director, but he makes them really gritty as well. And, you know, fun to watch, and this is no exception. And what really I think makes this film is the level of distrust. It's almost like The Thing, a completely different movie, obviously, in a different setting, but the sense of paranoia and distrust in that film, The Thing, translates into this film, because they are in this one location, they're in this house. That's where the movie is set for the most part, in this house with this team. They find all this money, and procedure dictates that they have to count that money there and then on site, to make sure it's completely and utterly accurate for when it's come and collected later by the authorities. So they've got to kind of count it there, but they've got this issue where they're being threatened, they are being attacked, and they don't know who to trust. And you as an audience member don't know who to trust, because the film very clearly at times points its finger to a number of different characters in this film, and you genuinely don't know who to trust. That's the key that makes this film work, as far as I'm concerned. That level of distrust and mystery that the film kind of works on and kind of drags out, and keeps pushing the buttons on as you're watching it. And we've got brilliant performances here. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are really good in this. Obviously, the chemistry is absolutely brilliant because they play close friends in the film. You would think there would be tension between them, but there isn't really, because Matt Damon's character was recently promoted to lieutenant above Ben Affleck's character. But Ben Affleck's not fussed about that because he feels he deserved it anyway, So they're very, very close, but the situation that they find themselves in tests their relationship as well to the absolute nth degree, as well as everybody else in this group. So I mean, it's not massively action laden. This, I mean, the final act of the film is absolutely it is. It's explosions, car chases, gunfights, fist fights, you name it, it's all there. But the lead up to all of that is a lot of setup, a lot of character development, a lot of storytelling, dialogue, but it's all perfectly done to kind of draw you in and make you feel really immersed in this situation that this group of police officers are in. And I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this. And surprisingly as well, I didn't actually realise Scott Adkins was in this. Now, he doesn't have a massive role. He essentially, and I loved this, he plays Ben Affleck's little brother in this film. And if you remember a few years ago, he did that film with Sacha Baron Cohen, Grimsby, where he plays like a Ukrainian killer, assassin. And Sacha Baron Cohen's character says that in that, he calls him a low-grade Ben Affleck lookalike sort of thing. So I just think it's fantastic that they cast him as Ben Affleck's little brother in this, because there is a similarity in the way they look together. And he plays like an FBI person in this film. So he's not in a huge amount, Scott Adkins, but I love seeing him in movies like this because he deserves to be in movies like this, Scott Adkins. So I had a really good time with this. It's one of those films that I would have done well at the cinema, in my opinion. It's so well made and so well put together with great performances. It's well written, and it certainly kept me guessing till the end. I don't know if it will, keep everybody guessing till the end, but it did me. And I loved the final reveal of, who's who, what's what, and, what's going on. I thought it was done really well. So yeah, I think this is a top film. Check it out on Netflix, The Rip. I really, really had a good time watching this one. So thanks for checking out this review, guys. I hope you found it useful. I'll be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.